In this video, we'll explore how to perform an independent samples t-test using SPSS. When using an independent samples t-test, we're going to compare two variables, one independent variable and one dependent variable. The independent variable must be a categorical variable with two groups. Categorical meaning it's either nominal or ordinal data. And they should each only have two groups. The dependent variable must be continuous data, meaning it's interval or ratio data. We'll be using this data to perform the analysis. This is a survey collected from a research methods psychology class. And here you can see we have categorical data and scale data. For our example, we need to find data that includes a categorical variable for an independent variable that has only two groups, and using gender is perfect, male and female. So our independent variable will be gender because it is categorical and it has only two groups, male and female. We will compare their scores on how likely it is they will have a divorce in the future. As you can see, this is scale data in SPSS, which also represents ratio or interval data, or continuous data, that is. So, click Analyze, Compare Means, Independent Samples t-test. We will find self-divorce and we'll select it in the test variable. That is where your dependent variables belong. And if we wanted to, we could select as many scale or continuous data variables as we wanted and put them in this box to compare all of them. And why don't we do that? We have another variable called others divorce, which represents how likely it is that the students felt others might have a divorce in the future. Now, we're going to find our independent variable gender, and that's right here. Represented by the bubbles shows that it is categorical variable, and select it in here. Select define groups. Our males and females are actually represented by the number 1 and 2. Select OK. And here you can see it is comparing self-divorce and others divorce, and a total number of females answered the question of self-divorce and 31 males, and the same with others divorce. And here are their means, standard deviations as well. And if we go down, we want to see if we have any significant difference between males and females on how likely it is they felt that they would have a self-divorce in the future. And we first look at this first column to see if it is significant. If it is significant, we would look at the bottom outcome for significance of this test. If it is not, we stay at the top and we look. And we can see here that there's no significant differences between males and females on how likely it is they think they will have a divorce in the future. Here you can see that this is not significant for their feelings on how likely it is for others to have a divorce, as represented by 0.091. For these to be significant, they must be 0.05 or less to be significant. So in this case, Neither one of them were significant. More data represented here are the confidence intervals, the mean difference between the means, standard error difference, and the degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom are represented by the total number of n for that test minus 1. The mean difference is actually, if you take the mean, 24.68, and you subtract 27.06, this is actually the number you would end up with. And here we can see the confidence intervals. If your t-statistic falls outside these two numbers, then you would have significance. If not, then it is not significant.